And we are live once again. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I am streaming live for you today from beautiful British Columbia, Canada, and it's myself, Maria. Hello. Now, today we have some special draw on the menu. Um, Basically, you can see I'm wearing my lovely Docker merch shirt, even though it is mirrored and a bit upside down. Um, Basically 279 of you have participated in a recent giveaway draw, and today we will determine the 15 of you who will get some lovely free Docker merch, just like mine, but there's a whole bunch of options there. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. We're still waiting for folks to join. We have uh not the usual amount of people in the audience. So we're going to give it a few more minutes. Now, to those of you who were wondering what on earth is Docker, I have a lovely answer from Badger here. Hello, Badger. Good morning. What's up? Docker, or containerization, changed the landscape for deploying applications. Ability to have all the things you need in one place and run it anywhere without colliding with what's on the host. Now, it is almost a simplified answer. The only thing that is unclear here is what on earth is a host. But if we're simplifying things, we define everything. So, Badger, I give you 90 on this one. If I'm even supposed to give you any scores, because you're the one who graduated, not me. I'm still working on my degree. So, yeah, good morning, everyone. A good day to Sandy, who is here from Australia. Great to see you once again. It's very, very late or early where you are. We have Jay Lee here saying, yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Hello to Fast Gappy 96, a member of the channel. By the way, we're going to have a members only stream today. So it's going to be a nice after party after this stream. And a quick disclaimer, I don't feel very well today. It's very hard to tell. But you know, I put some extra makeup to to conceal it. Oh yeah. Norman is saying hi, mom. That's amazing. We had a joke a few years ago. Folks were calling me mom on one of the streams, and ever since, apparently I'm a mom. So yeah, privet, privet, and Artyom, privet. Hi, Thunder. Hello, how are you? So, folks, the reason why I don't feel so well today, surprisingly, I did not catch a cold from Mario, my spouse, who was only a few days ago I was making soup for him because he didn't feel very well. He feels better today. But for me, the reason why I don't feel well is because my wisdom tooth came out once again. So once in a few months, it pops out. And as it pops, it's an excruciating pain. So this is what I have in the background for the past few days. Yeah, yesterday I had a whole bunch of painkillers. Today, it's not going to happen. They're very heavy on your stomach. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to pretend like everything is fine. So yeah, quick warning. Hello from Kenya. Hello, Vegeta. Very beautiful. Hope to get better. Thank you so much, Juan. I probably will. It's a matter of a few days. It happens to me once in a while. It's just that a few days ago it was really, really bad. So yeah, it's gonna be better. So, hello from all my friends from Mexico. Hello. Great. So, let me tell you a little bit about the draw. I'm gonna pop it out. Um, let's have a look. There you go. Here's my lovely pandas document. So, the names here are the names of everyone who signed up. These are not the winners yet. We will do this draw live. So, let me make myself a bit smaller. You guys are probably curious to see who won 15 merchandise items from Docker. And as soon as this stream will be over, I'm going to email all of you because some of you are probably not watching this stream as it goes live, right? So I want to notify you in a nice way. Okay, so I'm not going to show your emails on the screen. Don't worry. The only thing you're going to see here are your names. And as you see, I'm using pandas for this lovely giveaway draw. I basically loaded the expert from Google Forms. Holy smokes, I cannot see this part of the screen. Yikes. I don't need to see it. You need to see it. So that's awesome. Oh, we have some folks from LinkedIn here. Hello, Sorab, joining from Dallas, Texas. Amazing. Yeehaw, I should say. I would love to visit Texas one day. We have folks from Greece and from Belgium. And we have Vegenta, who declared himself a winner. Self-declared. Yeah, Alexei is saying kakaya yarkaya pomada, which means what a bright lipstick. I explained you guys today. I feel extra sick, so I'm extra concealing it. Hopefully, with the red lipstick, I can fool everyone. So yeah, bonjour from Montreal, Canada. Amazing. Welcome, welcome. Bonjour. Merci for joining me here. I don't speak French, but I pretend to speak French very, very well. Je m'appelle Maria et je suis programmeur. Great folks. So thank you so much for joining. We have folks from Brazil. We have folks from Egypt. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for letting me know where you guys are from. I'm super happy to see you. And yeah, let's go ahead and start this lovely draw. Yay. Cool. So what we have here is I've loaded, I started explaining it and then I got distracted by the comments. I'm not going to look. I'm not looking. So basically I loaded the export from the Google form that you guys filled in. I loaded your names to a separate data frame, and I'm printing your names in the order that they were received through the form right over here. So that's basically what you're going to see in this draw. The length is 279, which means that 279 of you have participated, which is amazing. Our last giveaway, we only had 100 and something people. So this is like much, much bigger. Great. Thank you guys so much for joining. Now, what we're going to do next, and this is not the giveaway draw. I'm just showing you what we'll do with this lovely data underscore names data frame. We will basically call the sample method on it. Okay. And we will shuffle it. Okay. The 15 first names would be the ones who win. Now, the best part about this method of shuffling is that it keeps the original index. Okay, so if I'd like to refer, for example, if two of you wrote the same name on the form, the name is not the only distinction. We also have your index, right? And then when we shuffle, the index remains. So index 62 doesn't change to, what is it? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's not index 6, it is 62, but it is in the sixth location in the sequence. I hope it makes sense, but mind you, I'm a bit sick today, so maybe I did not explain it well. So yeah, cool. And just to demonstrate that it works, let me rerun this cell. This is not the draw yet. I'm sorry if your name appears here. I apologize. But this is not the draw. I'm just showing you a quick demo so you see it works well in advance. I like full transparency, okay? So whatever names will come up the next time, these folks will win the Docker merch giveaway. Now I will send you an email. You basically get a nice coupon code. You log into the Docker store with this coupon code, and only then you can see what kind of merch you can get. Okay, one of the merch you can get there is this lovely shirt that I am wearing. There you go. Lovely. Okay, so are you guys ready? Let's do it. Okay, so and we're gonna start all over again. Okay, for fairness purposes. Okay, no, we're not gonna restart the kernel. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's rerun it again. Hold on. Am I on the right cell? There you go. Shift enter. Rerunning the first cell. There you go. Here are the same names that we had from earlier, just so you can see. And now it's time for the actual draw. Okay, so let's empty this cell. Hold on. Let's make it like that. There you go. And now, are you ready? Let's run it. So, the winners, the lucky winners of Docker merch are drums, drum effects. I hope it sounds nice. Shift enter. Woohoo! So at index 114, we have Nathan, then we have Simone, Magnus, Jordan, Michael, Beto, Kumar, Carlos Eduardo, Sorab, Brooke, Jay, Eran, Ankur, Marco, and Gurav. Woohoo! Congratulations to all the winners. Now, what I'm going to do later is I'm going to pull out your full information after this stream so that nobody can see it. And I'm going to find your email and I'm going to send you this lovely coupon code and link. Congratulations, folks. We have 15 winners. I hope some of you are here in the comments. Let's see. Anyone won? Can anyone confirm in the comments if you're there? Let's see. You cannot participate anymore because obviously this is the giveaway itself, right? You could participate in the past few weeks. So Rob, you won! Yay! Awesome! So happy. So it's good you tuned in on time, right? That's perfect. Perfect. So congratulations from all these lovely folks. Kumar, is that you? Did you win? Yay! Super happy for you guys. Do you see all the names? Yeah, I think so. You can see it. So yeah, give me some time and I'll reach out to you after the stream. Now, after the stream, I'm going to have a very quick members only stream. Basically, uh, I see some more comments here. Yeah. So basically, I will reach out to you guys and give me a bit of time because there's 15 of you and I need to write you emails personally. Yeah, I'm gonna probably write the same kind of message and I'll just change the names and stuff like that. But yeah, you need to have like very organized codes and these type of stuff. So yeah, congrats, folks. Super happy you won. And talk to you soon. Yeah, that's awesome. I wonder which email I'll send you this from. Hmm. Maybe my personal email. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think I'm going to open one. For the past giveaway, I had a special email. I opened it just for that. And yeah, super exciting. So yeah, um let's see what else we have here. Uh, let's see what we have here. So I'm going to answer some questions. If you guys have some urgent questions for me, please leave it with a bunch of stars in front. So please use a star emoji and then it will really pop on the screen. I'll be able to answer you quite fast. If it's not urgent, just write it like regular text. I'm going to hang out here for about half an hour, something like that. And then we'll jump on the members only stream. I have a very quick announcement. I don't know if anyone really cares about it. So I'm kind of announcing it to the members only. And yeah, so let's see. Desmond is saying, hi, your tutorials have helped me improve the quality of my graduate research. Awesome. You're doing amazing work, and I thank you for helping me improve as both dev and researcher. Cheers. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to start popping my university work on GitHub. So as soon as I'm getting graded, I'm going to review my project, make sure that there's nothing proprietary to University of London there, and then I'm just going to pop it on my GitHub. I do a lot of research stuff for the university, a lot of data related projects. And yeah, you're gonna start seeing it very, very soon. Awesome. What else do we have here? I'm gonna go to the newest comments. So would you consider making a tutorial about a recommendation system? Sure, one day we will for sure. It's very important, recommendation systems nowadays. I think that's one of the reasons that YouTube is such a popular platform, right? It's basically based on this really, really tailored type of preferences that you're getting from it. I know it because I'm on other video platforms as well, and they do not have such an experience. Oh, Darcy's here. Hello. Did I miss the part where you talk about me yet? Darcy, this is the part where I talk about you because you commented. There you go. I'm sorry, Darcy. I'm going to go into Twitter after. I'm going to see if we have something in a direct messages because I haven't been there for the past 2 days. Some exciting things are happening in my life. I'm going to keep you guys updated eventually. And yeah, let's see what Sarab is saying. Are you going to do tutorials on Python for machine learning? Yeah, so the next 3 tutorials, I believe, are... Sorry, 2 of them are about machine learning. So the first one is about the one that I'm writing right now. It is about cloud computing. Sorry, I'm sick. I'm just going to sip a bit of tea. If I have some red lipstick on my lips as a on my teeth as a result of this sip, please let me know. Don't laugh at me. So yeah. So the first tutorial is cloud computing. We're going to talk about secure shell protocols, which is, I think a lot of people are struggling with it, like generating, a private key, storing it on your computer. Sorry, public key, storing it on your computer. We will cover it very, very briefly. It's not going to be an encryption-based tutorial, but it's very important whenever you're setting up some remote type of communication. Yeah, Badger is welcoming Darcy to the dark side. We're not the dark side. We're very, very nice. I swear, we don't want to take over the empire yet. Vasil is here. Hi, great to see you. Funny thing just happened with me. I closed the LinkedIn app in the phone to switch to your translation in YouTube. After all the apps closed on the phone, you are still speaking. I love your phone. Amazing. The best phone ever, ever. Love it. Okay, we have a star, which means it is urgent. Let's have a look. So Hutan is saying, would you make a tutorial for Docker integrated with WSL? Hmm, I have one. If you missed it, let me pop it out. I'm just gonna. Oh, sorry. Let me pop out. Is that the screen? Yeah, that is the screen that I need to pop out. Sorry. As I mentioned, I do not feel very well. I have an excuse today, just today. So this tutorial, this learn Docker quickly machine learning tutorial, we are actually using WSL for it, if I remember correctly. Do we? We may not. I don't know. We're going to have to check. I think so. I already forgot. So we have a new member here. We have Kyle. Thank you so much for joining us. Just so you know, we have a members only stream right after. I'm going to move on. It's going to be a quick stream. I have a quick announcement. And if you guys have any questions, we will talk about them. But usually, what we do in those streams, I send you guys a link. And if you want to come on screen, if you want to connect with your microphone or with your camera and kind of just talk to the world, there's only 20 of us, right? So you don't have to worry about it. I'm not even monetizing this stream, so we can say whatever you guys would like. So yeah, folks, thank you so much for joining us. More people are tuning in. Can you build some transformer models and run one-dimensional signals and other text databases? It really helps. Please reply. So we've done some transformer stuff, and we will do a bit more in the future. It was mostly a pre-trained model that we used. In terms of signals, one-dimensional signal, I'm assuming you're talking about text. We have an upcoming machine learning video on making it. Sorry, I'll sip a bit more of my tea. So basically, after the cloud computing tutorial, we're going to have a machine learning tutorial of making your own chatbot. So basically, we're going to use some text input. We will fine tune, I believe, Llama 2. That's the network that won in the last poll that I ran. It's going to be really cool. There's going to be a very nice app around it. We're going to make a web application, and we're going to learn how to host it as well. Now, after this tutorial, we will have a neural networks coding from scratch tutorial. We will use TensorFlow. I haven't decided if we will do this for image input, which is a 3D or 2D, depending on the colors of the image. If it's a black and white image, I haven't decided yet. Okay, there's so many things we can do. And by the way, let me know in the comments if you prefer, if there's any preferences there. So a neural network is basically built on the data that it on a bunch of data. We make a neural network after we have some data. If this data is text, we will have a text neural network. If this data is an image or a video, it's going to be a different one. So yeah, my apologies, you guys. Again, I'm sick. To those who are tuning in just right now. Okay, Darcy, what are you saying here? Let's see. Darcy has problems with Python. As usual. By the way, Darcy is teaching Java and perhaps Mojo. I'm not sure. On YouTube and on Twitter. I'm going to turn off my headphones because I don't need them anyways, and they're starting to talk to me. Battery running low. It's going to really bug us later. But yeah, would love to join your YouTube member channel. Yeah, absolutely. Tune in. For now, I don't do too many things. I'm just doing those streams. After every public stream, I have like a private member stream, and then that's pretty much it at this point of time. You also get some discounts on merchandise if you'd like. But I have some more merchandise to add. I have some really nice designs that I haven't finished yet. We have a star here, which means it's urgent, okay? Is it a star? Yeah. Would you ever consider doing tutorials on using R? For example, how to develop an S4R package or a Shiny web apps. So the thing about R is that the name of the channel is Python Simplified. So it's very hard for me to cover other programming languages there. R, I started studying it briefly before I learned Python, and I felt like Python is a bit more intuitive to me. But yeah, if I ever do this, Desmond, it's not going to be on Python Simplified because it just doesn't make any sense, right? People will be upset. How about some advanced algorithms? Yeah, we talked about it in the last stream. The thing about algorithms and data structures is that you pretty much implement them with pseudocode. You don't really implement them with Python either. So it kind of maybe on a different channel. Who knows? Maybe I'll expand in the future. Yeah, Darcy is teaching Mojo, by the way, so definitely check her out, navigate to her channel. She is here. Also Canadian. Yay! Okay, so all the Canadians in the crowd, go ahead and follow, okay? We have Norman is saying, I have no faith in AI. Yesterday, after many successful attempts to implement the barometrics formula in Python, ChatGPT recommended my local weather service. You know, between ChatGPT and the state of AI in general, there's a bit of a gap. Some things ChatGPT is very good at, some of them are not. So generally speaking, when you make AI or some algorithm that will help you with your studies or your research or whatever, it's a very specific one. And ChatGPT is very general. So it knows a little about a lot, but not a lot about a little, which is usually why we make AI, right? So don't use it as an example. There's some really nice really nice network that are outside the realm of ChatGPT, not necessarily chatbots that are doing incredible work, specifically generative AI for images. It's amazing. Okay, the one that Photoshop and Illustrator offer is still a bit backwards, but it will be better soon, and everything will become better with time. Just give it some time to train. That's usually the case. What are the current areas in deep learning you are working on your research? So for me, it depends on what kind of projects I have in school. Basically, in the end of this year, I'm going to work with some video inputs. There's going to be some neural network. In the end of the year, in a month, in a month from now, it will happen. So yeah, mostly school related stuff and whatever I'm doing for Python Simplified. I don't really make my own projects outside of the realm of the channel yet. Maybe one day I will. There you go. How can we use Python for data visualization? Is it difficult? No, it's actually very easy. You can actually do it with pandas, but you will need matplotlib as a requirement. I highly recommend looking into matplotlib. It's one of my favorite libraries. You can basically make any type of graph and chart that you would like, relatively easy. There's some other libraries as well, but matplotlib is the most traditional one. Okay, you will see it a lot if you're dealing with artificial intelligence, machine learning, stuff like that, especially like image input. We always kind of plot it. We always want to see the images. Yeah, there you go. Kyle loves all my videos. Thank you so much, Kyle. Awesome. Thank you. And yay, Canada from Darcy. Now I'm going to scroll to the very bottom because there's been so many things. Oh, we have a new member. Pakamaya, thank you so much for joining. I hope I pronounced it very well. Very well. Let's see. We have here. What methods do you usually use for hyperparameters tuning and estimation to train your deep learning model? So basically, we call it validation. Yikes. Depending on the kind of data you have, you choose different types of validation, but during validation, you try different hyperparameters. So basically, you would have some sort of a for loop that you predefine, let's say, two different optimizers, or you predefine two different sizes of hidden units. And you just kind of maybe different dropout rates, right? So you predefine a few lists with a few variables, and then you kind of run validation on all of them. And then you basically compare between the validation loss and accuracy and between the training loss and accuracy. And this comparison allows you to understand how well your model is doing, right? So is it overfitting? Is it like generalizing? Is it too general? It basically depends on your results, and that's a very good way of knowing that your models are good, are doing well. A lot of people are just guessing, which is not how we do it. Validation is very important. And there's different kinds of validation, okay? There's different options. Holdout validation is what I usually use, okay? But if you don't have a lot of data, okay, maybe k-fold validation, I think it's called. There's different solutions to it, but yeah, it's a bit more advanced. So you need to understand a lot of the processes of training before you actually do the validation stuff, because it's complex. Okay, you're basically splitting. So after you split your data into training and testing, you then split your training data into some more, and it becomes quite complex because the data structure is very, very big. But yeah, eventually, eventually folks will learn it in their studies and stuff. So um, we will do this in this neural network tutorial that I'm working on. We will actually do it. I'm planning on adding validation, the most simple kind, holdout validation, and that way we can know once and for all what on earth it means. It's going to be a very nice code along video. What kind of a GUI toolkit would you prefer using the most? Tkinter, Qt, etc. I like KiwiMD, not just because KiwiMD is viewing our channel, but also because it's very, very organized. So basically, he took Kiwi and he made it so much nicer. So if Kiwi has a bunch of like square buttons, KiwiMD actually has rounded corners buttons, and they're very, very easy to implement. So it's basically an extra stylish type of Kiwi, which I really, really like. And generally, I like making object-oriented type of programs. That's why I like Kiwi so much, because it's very, very good for that. Tkinter is pretty good at that too. Qt, if you're comfortable with CSS, it's probably a good solution. I also like the fact that Kiwi and KiwiMD, you can use them on your phone, because very often when you're making apps, yeah, you can store them on your computer. You can convert them to like programs and stuff. But in my case, I like to have stuff on my phone. So if I need to ever convert binary to decimal, I can do it very, very quickly, or like maybe cups to grams, and stuff like that, cooking stuff. So yeah, cool. How much of a calculus and a trigonometry required to learn linear algebra? Uh, Usual amounts. Linear algebra is something that we all learn in school. And if you haven't, you will learn it in university for sure, especially if you're in the field of, computer science. It's inevitable. You need to be pretty good at it. A lot of people are saying, oh, you'll never use it. You don't really need it. But the thing is, yeah, you can use a calculator to figure it out. But if you know the formula in advance, if you know what you're doing in advance, it's way, way easier. That's for sure. Great insights and advice. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. I'm here for that. Oh, we have folks talking to one another and me not noticing. Have a working Kiwi code. I've tried watching your videos and researching on how to package it to APK. I'm frustrated with so much errors. May I get some help? So, Stephen, the thing about Kiwi is that you need to specify the requirements in a very special way inside your spec file, right? So you need to specify the versions of your libraries very often as well. Everything needs to be a perfect match. So that's the difficult part. For me, it varies from app to app. So in the end of the day, you'll just have to keep on trying. For me, it took 3 days to figure out my APK tutorial, conversion to Android. Unfortunately, right? And it was all about, the biggest error for me is not specifying Pillow, because Pillow was required to run images. I didn't know it, right? So if you have any images, just add the Pillow package. But I think I'm saying it on my tutorial. So keep trying. Something will work eventually, okay? If it took me 3 days, it might take you the same amount of time, okay? It's not something that can be solved particularly easily, because it varies from app to app, from the requirements you have. And if your requirements are, in the realm of web scraping, maybe that's why, okay? If you are trying to use, for example, someone was asking me about Selenium, with an APK conversion, and I had to ask, like, how do you know what version of Chrome whoever is about to use the app has, right? And if you don't know the version of Chrome, you don't really know what kind of a web driver you need. So there's things to consider. It all depends on the nature of your app. Oh, let's see. How do you put specific code on GPU or decide which goes on GPU? We'll talk about it in future videos, but in the meanwhile, I'm going to show you where I explain it. So which tutorial? So first of all, it was the CUDA tutorial. If you have an NVIDIA, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, check out this tutorial of mine, CUDA Simply Explained. This is where I show you, how to run code on GPU. I don't think I'm showing you how to do it on 2 GPUs. I might do it in my cloud computing video. Thanks for reminding me. Actually, I should do it in my cloud computing video. We will. So if it's not enough, yeah, we will cover it shortly. Yeah. So Sandy is saying, what is the name of your AI? My AI is called Fred. Sometimes I think we should have called him Gary. Well, the name of my AI, Maria GPT? I don't know. Depends. I don't name my models because I don't think I created a particularly smart model yet. They're nice, right? But they could be optimized further, and I'm a perfectionist. They have to be very smart for me to name them. Only if I'm very proud, I'll do it. So far, I don't think I've made anything that I'm particularly proud of. I'm good at explaining things, but the process of optimization requires a lot of patience, and it's something that I usually don't have. And once I'm done with one project, I kind of move on to the next, and I don't have really time to kind of optimize it further. But yeah, that's my story. Okay, personally, linear algebra has its own side. It is not very related with calculus 1 and 2, but in calculus 3, you'll have to use your linear background. So this is where I find things confusing, because I did not finish high school in North America. So calculus 1 and 2, they don't mean anything to me. I don't really know what it means. But yeah, for me, it was math. It was just math. That's how we called it. Even if it was algebra, even if it was trigonometry, the teacher comes one day and tells, today we're learning about like triangles. Oh, great. Tomorrow we're learning about parabolas or whatever it is. I'm mispronouncing it. So yeah, the joys of not learning here. Yeah, absolutely, Nikita. I can't remember which answer I gave, but maybe it's not to me. Maybe it's to somebody else. Dimitri, greetings from Germany. Hello. Thank you for your work. Thank you. Dankeschön. Let's go to the newest comment at the very bottom, because I'm sure there's a bunch. What is the best Python framework to develop apps? It depends. It's a matter of preference in most cases, but it depends what kind of apps you're developing. Is it like a web app? Is it a desktop application? In terms of web, I really like Django. I think it's really, really cool. Also TypeI. If you haven't checked it out on my channel, check it out right now, because it's really, really good. This machine learning GUI app with TypeI. And by the way, if you're interested in neural networks, you have a very nice notebook explaining all about them. Yeah. When it comes to desktop application, I just told you guys that I really like KiwiMD in particular. And yeah, depends the type of stuff. If you're looking for console based apps, there's a way to create parsers in Python. There's all kinds of different options there. So yeah, depends on the nature of your app. Hola, des from Mexico. Hello, George. Thank you so much for joining us. Hola. You should start doing videos on RNNs, LSTMs, and transformer architecture from scratch with different types of input data types. If I see a lot of, requests and stuff like that, I'll definitely do it. But RNNs, LSTMs, sure, we can do it. Some of it is not like the newest type of solutions that we have, but it's probably important for school. Do you use Blender for character art? Well, I never used Blender before, but I did use Unity for a little bit with C#. It was really cool. I loved it. But Unity is doing some shenanigans with, they're not allowing you to use it for free anymore. I still have my student account, I believe. I have it until next year. So yeah, I can still make it, but I'm probably not going to do it because one day it will just you know, ask me to pay a lot of money for these things, and nobody will probably play my game, so it doesn't really matter. Um, Okay, what is a good programming language that makes mobile applications? Because Kiwi library is difficult. So usually, if you're looking for, well, it depends. Is it iOS? Is it like Android? So my uncle, he's developing, he's developing Android applications and is using Java and Kotlin. There was another one that I keep forgetting. Oh, what was the name of this thing? He actually had an article about it, and I keep forgetting something that has to do with airplanes. But yeah, if you're making mobile applications specifically for Android, Java is the way to go. And Darcy was here in the comments earlier. If you find Darcy the shoot here, she's teaching Java. I don't know if she's teaching. Here's Darcy. I don't know if she's specifically teaching mobile stuff, but that's basically the language of the common language of developing mobile applications in a professional way, right? Not in a hobby way. If it's a hobby, it doesn't matter if it's Kiwi or not, right? But professionally speaking, that's the way to go. Which programming language, C++ or Python, to practice data structures? Oh, data structures with C++ is quite a challenge, buddy. Quite a challenge. Data structures, at least in my university, we learn it with Python. It's very easy to do. But yeah, generally, data structures and algorithms is something you learn with pseudocode, right? But if you'd like to implement it, Python is a very good way to do so. I highly recommend it. C++. The problem with C++ is it really really requires you to know how much memory you'd like to reserve. So if you're not very comfortable with hardware, if you're more comfortable with software rather than hardware, probably go for Python, because Python, has very easy data types to work with. Oh, we're here for quite some time. Holy smokes. I was supposed to be here for half an hour, a bit longer. Okay, so let's see. Let's read a few more questions here. Few more questions. Um, let's see. Let's see what we have here. Okay, I'm going to go to the very bottom. Sorry, guys. Okay, good languages for mobile is Dart and Flutter. Then you go. The Midwestern goodbye never ends. Where? Where is it? Ah, yeah. Of course, of course. Yes, it's like goodbye, we'll see you later. And then another half an hour, we're talking about the weather. Happens here in Canada a lot. A lot. What is this? Do you know about Zig programming language? No, I've never heard of it before. There's a lot of things that I don't know, you guys. Just a reminder, many of you are smarter than me. What makes me special is because I explain things very well, but it doesn't mean that I know as much as you guys, right? I just have the right words and I guess the gestures to explain things, but yeah, there's that. Let's see. Uh, uh, wouldn't it be better to use Excel for data and just import an Excel file? I don't think you can do the type of stuff with Excel that you can do with pandas. And my friend, she's an accountant. She was actually complaining to me about some files she has in work. Those files, they grow pretty big when there's a lot of calculations, when there's a lot of formulas in your Excel file. It basically crashes or takes a very long time to load. Plus, how are you going to open files with like 25 million rows? So Excel is pretty good for certain things, but the type of databases that I use, for examples on the channel, for example, the Bright Data database of Amazon products, 11 gigabytes of data, it wouldn't open on Excel. Plus, you need to pay for Excel. Why on earth would you pay for something if you can do it for free? I don't know. That's just my point of view. But yeah, the type of analysis that we're doing in data science and machine learning, I don't think that Excel will do. But I never bothered to really learn Excel. I kind of used it for school purposes, and that's pretty much it. And then when it became the paid software, I just moved to Google Sheets, whatever it was. And yeah, ever since I discovered, pandas or like QDF pandas and stuff like that, polars maybe, you don't really need Excel. For me, it's much more comfortable to program things than to kind of see them in a table. Um, That's just personal preference. It doesn't really matter. Uh, you are smart panda on the loose. Thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. You can call me Barry. Can you please share your system specification? My system specs. Yeah, you can actually see it in a recent video of mine. So if you go to my QDF pandas tutorial, this one, in the very end, you see a speed test where I show you the specs of my computer system. So basically, I show you my Rogue system and I show you my Alienware system. I recently upgraded them, so they have better graphics cards. In addition, I recently bought a very nice laptop. I don't want to sound like an you'll find out what it is. It's a very good one. It's the only laptop. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let you guess. It's the only laptop in the world with a liquid cooler. Do you know which one it is? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look and see which one of you is like a technology expert. Because I'm not really following the news and stuff, but I was looking for a new laptop for quite some time. My old laptop is still functioning, but it's functioning pretty bad. Um, so yeah, this laptop must be bulky. It is very how should I say, durable. Okay. It's like 100% from metal. Okay. It's not no plastic in it whatsoever. Really, really nice laptop. Really, really nice. So when you started code, what were your system specs? That's my old laptop that is barely functioning right now. Okay. Almost no system specs. It's a very, very old laptop. Did I use it in one of the tutorials? I did complain about it in a vlog that it's like it's holding by scotch tape for a few years already. I would say the only OS operating system it can hold is Kali Linux. It used to hold CentOS, but I deleted it for a tutorial. I installed Badger. I knew he will know. I knew that Badger will have the answer before everyone else. Yes, it's the newest Legion for sure. I love it. It's really, really good. It has a 4090 in it. It's incredible. Incredible. My computer here doesn't have a 4090. It has a 4080. So it's really, really crazy. Let's see. Any microservice program ideas to build in Python? Microservices. Can you give me an example of a microservice? I'm not too sure what it means. Let's see. Importing pandas SPD and NumPy SPD, NumPy as NP, probably, is a flex some YouTubers do, but they never use it. I don't think it's a YouTubers thing. When you go into the documentation of these libraries, everywhere you see, they basically recommend you to import it as NP and as PD, which is very funny for French people. I've heard it in one of the tutorials. So basically, just a convention. That's basically what we usually do. Whenever you look at somebody else's code and they import NumPy not as NP, it's very weird. You need to refactor it after. But yeah, that's what we usually do. Let's see. Docker containers as microservices. But yeah, what is a microservice? Decorators. Yeah, decorators is on the list. Badger knows it for a while. Decorators, generators, we will have some nice videos on it. I'm getting so many requests on like machine learning stuff. I'm gonna get to it eventually for sure. Docker containers do not equate to microservices. It's a design paradigm done at a coding level. I see. I see. NumPy is a panda, is it? Of course. NumPy berry. Do you know any sources to import public dataset for data analysis? Holy smokes, there are so many. So many. So I'll give you a good example because I'm Canadian. If you navigate to statistics, Canada. Hold on. You can find a lot of data sets here. How you trust them, it's up to you. We have some government issues here, but yeah, you can find a lot of data sets here. So my recent advanced data structures project was with a housing data set of Canada wide prices across different cities, all the way from 1980 something. It gives you the most accurate data that you can imagine. And if you have any questions, you reach out to them and they reply to you within like a day or two with like lots of data. So I'm very impressed. This is where I got my data set. But other than that, have you heard of Kaggle? That's the more you already see which data sets I was working with. So if you go to Kaggle and you sign in and register, whatever, you can find all the data sets that you ever wish to find. Yeah, you can actually load them with code. There's an API that you can use, which is really, really cool. So these two sources are pretty good. Also, if you go to, for example, TensorFlow, if you go to the framework you are using, so TensorFlow or PyTorch, whatever it is. So if you write TensorFlow data sets, you can actually have some built-in data sets that you can use. MNIST, CFAR, whatever your heart desires, basically. You have Boston housing market prices. You have Reuters news, all kinds of different options. Just go to the framework that you're looking for, and you can actually load these data sets easily. I have some example code right over here. That's what I usually use. So, generally speaking, for personal projects, it's very nice to get this data from the framework. Because when you do it, it's already organized, and in some cases, it's even vectorized. So it's very, very nice. But if you're making school projects, go for something a bit more advanced. You'll get more extra points for like cleaning the data set. Drinking some tea. Hold on. Hmm. A question about Mark Zuckerberg. Let's see. Это правда, что Марк Цукерберг рептилоид? Is it true that Mark Zuckerberg is a reptilian? He looks like a lizard. I'm just joking. I don't know. I guess my brother calls him like that because it's funny. He's very pale and lizardy, but who knows? I'm not the best source. What do you guys think? Do you think he's a lizard? Alien type of entity? Who knows? I don't like Zuckerberg in particular because I don't even have a Facebook. I'm not using my Instagram for years and stuff. I had some unpleasant experiences on on Facebook, so I don't have it anymore. But yeah, Messi or Ronaldo. So at first, I did not like Ronaldo because he was like very full of himself. Like he was very vain, you would say. I really liked Messi because he was the other way around. Okay, but I don't know. I think Ronaldo deserves some respect because he's pretty freaking good. Messi as well, right? But I prefer Ronaldo now that I'm older and I've seen more of his work. He's amazing, amazing. Messi as well. I don't have a problem with Messi. My favorite soccer player though is Klose. Okay, he's a Polish guy. He used to play for the German team for I don't remember which team that is not a country-based team he was playing in, but Klose was amazing, amazing. It was my favorite, but he retired a long time ago, actually, almost a decade ago, unfortunately. So Meta Lizard. That's about it's about Zuckerberg. Cool. Hello, Beto. Good to see you. Good to see you. Why TensorFlow? Why not other more Pythonic friendly frameworks? What is not Pythonic friendly about TensorFlow? TensorFlow in some cases is too hard to debug. I haven't experienced that. So TensorFlow many, many years ago, actually, I heard it. I was in a podcast a few years ago with John Cron, something with data. I can't remember the name of the podcast, but he was telling me that initially, because he's very experienced with this, he wrote books. He's like he does a lot of lectures, and he was telling me that initially TensorFlow was very unintuitive. You had to basically do everything on your own. Now TensorFlow, it even has a train function, which is something that I haven't encountered, at least in PyTorch. I haven't viewed it in a while. I moved to kind of TensorFlow recently, um, but you don't have to customize your training function, which is crazy. There's a lot of very easy shortcuts with TensorFlow. So maybe have a look again at the documentation. It changed. Like if you remember it from 10 years ago, it's not the same. It's much, much better. It's much more Pythonic, okay? Nowadays, at least. I haven't had the pleasure to see it back then when it was not Pythonic. I didn't even look back then. I knew that I don't have a chance, but now it's very, very easy. It's very intuitive. I cover it in some of the tutorials. In fact, if Nikita, sorry, actually, I had it here. Excuse me. Okay, there you go. So in this video of mine, Simple Machine Learning GUI Apps, I have a Jupyter notebook that really, really explains it well. So all the questions you have about TensorFlow, it will answer you there, especially if you're already experienced with some other frameworks. You'll see that it's not that bad. Ryan Reynolds or George Clooney? None. Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, so I guess him. But no, I don't. I don't know. I don't have a lot of respect for Hollywood anymore. I used to when I was younger. I used to. But here, when you live in Vancouver and you see this, filming industry everywhere, right? All those fancy films, they're being filmed here in many, many cases. Deadpool, for example, if we're talking about Ryan Reynolds, it was filmed here in Vancouver on the entrance to Yale Town. There's like a very nice road and like fancy buildings. Never mind. A lot of films are being filmed here, so you kind of have an insight into the industry, and it's not the best industry I've ever heard of. I'm glad I'm a programmer. I'm glad I do not have any acting skills, that's for sure. Okay, let's go to the very, very bottom. I have something about... Yeah, let's go to the bottom. I missed it. Oh. Okay, do you know good Python book? Because I want to learn a lot about object-oriented programming. I learned the basics, but look for sources that is full of information. Not sure. There was a book. So in my university, the book that we used was for C++. Okay, so my object-oriented course was not with Python. I am unaware of anything, but if there's like good sources to it, definitely check on LinkedIn. A lot of folks who are writing books and stuff, they're kind of advertising it on LinkedIn once in a while. I know there are a lot of people there have like fancy books and lectures and things like that. Probably a good resource to check. Yeah, but I'm not sure. I'm rarely learning from books. I really like implementations. Like I usually like reading the documentation and kind of experimenting with everything, even if I'm like a chicken without a head and I don't understand what I'm doing. It's easier for me to understand what I'm doing with code. That's just how my brain is wired. I don't like videos, ironically. I really like documentation. So yeah, what Python do you use? I use Anaconda Spider and want everything put with Conda. I need Python that uses pip since everything is done with pip. So the Python I'm currently using is 3.10. I've been on 3.9 for quite some time. I'm not using the current version almost ever because there's a lot of libraries that still need to be adjusted. There's still some bugs and things like that. So I'm usually a few versions behind. In terms of Conda versus pip, I find that some of the libraries on Anaconda are not as frequently updated, as pip. But in most cases, Anaconda is pretty good because it's stored on your computer. You don't really need to have an internet connection, right? It's already on your computer, so it's very easy to access. Also, I use Anaconda because it's terrible practice. Don't take an example from me, but I reuse the same working environment many, many times. Okay, so if I usually make like env 3.10, which is an environment for Python 3.10, and I install all the libraries I need for everything. So it's a very, very big working environment, right? And I kind of just reuse it. That's why I like Anaconda. And yeah, it's pretty much it. And certain libraries, it's pretty much a requirement of installing. So there's certain libraries that you won't be able to find on pip, at least not easily install on pip. Sorry, let me be more clear. But yeah, I'll have a tutorial that's showing you how to upload your own libraries to pip, right, to the Python index, whatever the name of this. Cool. Cool. Let's go to the bottom of the comments. I'm very good in Python programming, but very weak in reading documentation. Hard to understand it. Any tip for me? So whenever you start with documentation, skip a lot of the stuff and go directly to the quick start. Usually every documentation has like a quick start guide, which is a very quick example of how you can implement this. You copy the code from this example and you kind of start deciphering it. It's usually a short type of code. You start understanding it and then you kind of build from it, right? Because, for example, if you called a certain method on a list, just replace this method with another list method and it will work. So you kind of pick and choose and you kind of build from ready code that the library basically suggested you. Sandy saying use AI. It's also a solution. I don't do it. I make AI. I don't use AI, but I know it's very popular. What major in computer science? I'm doing Bachelor of Science with Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. That's the specialization of my degree. That's the only reason why I took it. Otherwise, I would never do a computer science degree if it didn't have any, machine learning in it. Have you tried automated SAP that does not have macros enabled with data visualization using OCR? Holy smokes, if I could decipher your message, that would be really, really good. There's a lot of things that, I will understand if you write the actual word, but if it's abbreviation, do you know how many abbreviations I'm dealing on a daily basis? You guys are so smart. It's not like I'm talking to a bunch of, makeup fans. You guys have like a lot of proprietary knowledge about a lot of things, and the chances of me knowing even half of it are very slim. Here you go. Suggest Anaconda or Miniconda. There's really not a lot of difference. I guess Miniconda takes less space. Anaconda takes more space. When it comes to WSL, I usually install Miniconda in there. When it comes to like Windows subsystem for Linux, when it comes to like Windows base type of stuff, I use Anaconda. Yeah, yeah, yeah. OCR is character recognition. Data validation using character recognition and SAP. I don't know, you guys. Have some mercy on me. The girl is sick with a tooth that is popping out from wisdom tooth. It is tea today. It is honeybush mandarin orange tea with a lot of honey. Usually it's coffee, but I feel terrible today. It doesn't look like it because I'm distracted. You guys are helping me go through it. SAP is a software company. My aunt works there. I know that it's SAP, but I don't think it means SAP is a company. Всем привет. Привет. Здрасте. Matcha tea or chamomile tea? Of course, chamomile. No question. I don't like matcha. Not for me. I know it's healthy, but it's not for me. You can copy and paste text in a PDF if it has OCR. You know what? If I go back to this question, it doesn't mean I'm going to understand it. I appreciate the help, folks. I appreciate the help. Okay, Maria, which school in UK did you select for your course? University of London, UK, not London, Ontario. Yeah, it's an online type of program. I'm going to do a full review of the program as soon as I'm done with it and I'm getting my degree. The reason why I'm waiting is because I don't have good things to say. Like, I have some good things to say. Some of my lecturers are really, really good. But some. And lecturers is not everything that you need to consider when it comes to a degree. How do I back up my code? GitHub. Everything that I want to keep forever and ever, I just load it on my GitHub and then I'm happy. It's just there for a very long time. You can actually do private repositories if you're worried about, somebody peeking in your code and stealing your ideas or whatever. I never care. If you want to use whatever from my code, please feel free. The only thing I suggest is don't use it in your school submissions, because since my code is public, everyone will know that you were inspired. Okay, so change a whole bunch of stuff if you're using my code. Don't just copy and paste it for school submissions specifically. Machine learning of Python from scratch. Is that a question? Probably not. Source control. That's right. That's a GitHub type of stuff. Badger, you have amazing advices. It's amazing because it's my advices too. How to get in touch with you? Oh, hi. We're in touch. I think so, at least, right? It's pretty good. Yeah. Do you love PyTorch? Yes, it used to be my favorite. Now I think that PyTorch and TensorFlow are kind of interchangeable when it comes to me. I used to like it more, but now I like it the same, as TensorFlow. The beauty of PyTorch is that it's very, very comfortable to work with CUDA. When I'm working with TensorFlow, it's not very easy to set it up. So CUDA is basically parallel programming. It's programming on your GPU. And when you're working with machine learning algorithms and stuff like that, training requires a lot of power. And GPU generally is better at running tasks in parallel rather than your CPU. So it makes sense to kind of utilize it. And PyTorch has very, very easy way of doing so. That's the reason why I used to prefer PyTorch. Now that my CPU is a beast, I don't really need it as much. But yeah, they're both really, really good. Really, really, really good. I don't like scikit-learn, 'cause it's machine learning, right? But, you don't do as many things with scikit-learn as you can do with, well, I guess deep learning versus machine learning. There's a whole bunch of difference. Let's see. User question: OCR allows you to grab, export the actual text data, whereas otherwise the PDF is like a photo, no usable data. So I actually have a tutorial about this. If you guys are familiar with I don't call it OCR, but if you look at my very first Kinter tutorial, GUI create a GUI app with Kinter, as well as this create an advanced GUI app with Kinter. It shows you how to extract text from PDFs, basically. So here's my disclaimer. Because I'm a graphic designer and I worked with PDFs a lot, not every PDF consists of text. Sometimes it consists of a raster image. It's the wrong way to do so, but some PDFs, they would have an image where you cannot select the text. Okay, so this is doable only on PDFs where text actually exists. So in the first tutorial, I show you how to extract all the text. And in the second tutorial, I show you how to extract text and images. Okay, and it's a step-by-step tutorial. It's an older version of Kinter. And to be frank, the first time this tutorial of mine, this very first Kinter one, it's my most viewed tutorial of all times, but I did not know much about Kinter or GUIs when I filmed it. Okay, so it's funny how it's the most popular one. It's incredible. Yeah, so I show you how to do it on the channel if that's what you mean, but there was something about SAP in there, and the SAP part I don't understand. I don't think it's a company name, but yeah. Great insight and advice. Just subscribe to your YouTube channel. Oh, hi. Thank you so much. Sorab came from LinkedIn here after he won. And I'm still talking. I haven't had a chance to send the links yet. My apologies. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, see you on the channel. See you a lot. What about generative AI? We will make a chatbot. Okay, we will make a very nice one. We will basically fine tune Llama. It's an existing pre-trained neural network. It is free. The folks from Facebook/Meta released it, or I think they finished their work with Facebook Meta, and then they created a new company. I'm not sure what the story was. Same goes for PyTorch, by the way. It is also based on Meta. TensorFlow is based on Google, so it's really, really cool. Do you know a country named Bangladesh? Of course. Of course, we have moderators from Bangladesh. We have a lot of folks from there. Yeah. a library better than Matplotlib for plotting? Um, I think it's pretty good. Personally, I use it all the time. But you can actually plot with pandas as well. You just need to have Matplotlib installed. You need to have it imported and installed. But you can actually plot directly from pandas. So if you have like a data frame, you can write a dot plot command, and inside it you can say a kind of a plot. Let's say kind equals bar, stuff like that. Yeah, pandas. Try pandas. Um, let's see. Let's see. Let's go to the very bottom of the comments because I'm probably not. Uh, okay, just want to say your TensorRT video saved me at my work, so thank you. Absolutely, I'm so happy you did. It took quite some time to film this video. It's quite long. I'll show you which one you mean. Torch TensorRT. So this is an inference video. This is a prediction video. So if you guys are familiar with AI, a process that requires a lot of processing power and usually takes up way too long is the prediction process. The reason why it's a problem, with training, it's not a problem because we do it on the production side, right? But with prediction, this is something that our users they get to see. So if it takes a long time, if it's extra slow, guess what? Your users will be angry and they will leave. Okay, so this is the most important part. Now what we do here in this tutorial is we compare prediction on your CPU versus prediction on your GPU. And in this case, I'm still using the 3090, the previous generation one. And then we compare prediction on the Torch TensorRT, which is built upon your GPU. So spoiler alert, as usual with NVIDIA, it's 30 times faster. Okay. That's the usual type of stats I'm getting from them. I think every time they make something new, they wait until they can make it 30 times faster, and only then they release it. But 30 times faster is a lot, folks. So yeah, it's a very nice video. Let's see. Yeah, so the giveaway has ended, and let's see where the winners are. These are the winners. There you go. These are the names of the winners. And I'm going to reach out to you as soon as I'm done with those streams. I'm going to have a members only stream in just a bit. I'm going to answer 3 more questions because just like Badger said, it's a never ending goodbye. There's new comments coming in and it's very, very hard. Yeah. Sandy is asking, when people provide instructions on setting up libraries, containers, etc., why do they always leave out the most important part of the installation? It's funny, but that's the reason why Google likes me so much, because every video of mine, it begins with the installation. In most cases, especially if it's something difficult that requires, another in WSL installation and stuff like that. That's why Google really, really likes me, but that's why some of my videos are not as popular as, other ones, because I explained this installation part. When you're Googling, I have this and this error, how do I solve it? You see my video, you see a very nice timestamp telling you this is the moment where I solve it. You see a solution and then you leave. And then it looks like less people viewed, the viewing time of my videos is less, but that's because people, they just need this very specific thing. They're very smart, they can figure it out on their own, but the installation part is where they struggle. So my recent QDF tutorial was like that. But hey, at least, it's helpful to other people. I try to install everything. I always do. I know how important it is, because otherwise you just get discouraged. If you're loading the whole file to memory, you'll crash and burn for large data sets. Yeah. So we talked about it earlier with Excel and stuff like that. There's a comment in Ukrainian, but I can't read Ukrainian. I understand Vasil, I understand Maria. I understand the I in Ukrainian, but для прикладу каналі, I understand half of it. But yeah, I don't speak Ukrainian. I'm from Crimea. I never learned Ukrainian. Yeah, and I left when I was 6 years old, right? So I didn't even have a chance to learn it in school, pretty much. Yeah. Let's see, new comments. So I said 3 comments, okay? 3 comments, 3 questions, and then I'm gonna have to end this stream. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. 3 more questions, and please, guys, if it's something very interesting and important, please leave a star in front of it, okay? So I prioritize it. Cool. How do you work with large data sets then? Okay, here's the thing. I have a very nice tutorial showing you how to work with an 11 gigabytes worth of a data set. Okay, this would be the giant dataset tutorial. There you go. Read giant datasets fast. I'm showing you 3 tips of how you can make it work. And I'm also showing you the computer on which it doesn't work. Okay, so generally speaking, the first method is inside your using pandas, and inside read CSV, you simply specify a columns argument and you assign a whole bunch of only the columns that you want to load. Okay, that way it only loads a certain type of column. So for example, in the data set that I'm using in this tutorial, I believe there's 25 columns, but all you need is just 4. Okay, so it makes everything like speed up really, really fast. Option number 2 is something called chunk size. Basically, or was it option number 3? I don't know. One of the options. It's called chunk size. You add a chunk size argument inside read CSV as well, and you assign it to some kind of number, let's say 1000. And then what pandas does, it basically splits your data frame, your giant data frame, into segments of 1000 rows. And then each of these segments is a read-only segment. Okay, there's some, you can still manipulate this type of a data frame. You just convert each of these read-only segments into a data frame. Okay, it's a bit silly, but it's a good solution. It works. And after you perform those manipulations on the data, to save a smaller version of this data set, so you don't have to do it again. You simply just save it back to a CSV, and it's like a smaller version of your data set. Another option you would see in my recent QDF tutorial, which is where, Pandas QDF, which is where I show you how to use pandas on your GPU. Now, the cool part about QDF is that it's basically an extension that you are installing. You will need WSL for it, but it's really nice. You basically utilize your GPU in order to perform all these actions. And if your GPU is unable to do so, it immediately falls back to CPU. You don't have to change your code. You don't have to do anything. It's the same code that you usually know from pandas. Sorry, I'm going to drink something. Yeah, you usually, what was I talking about? It's the same commands as pandas. It just runs on your GPU instead. So you can load like really, really big data sets with it, because you're using your GPU rather than CPU. Okay. Check those 2 out. But there's other solutions. There's Polars as well. I didn't cover it on the channel, but a lot of people are really, really enjoying it. So definitely check out Polars. It's really nice. Let's see. According to others. Other very reliable people. Okay, let's see. Decorators. Yeah, Faisal, we talked about decorators briefly. I will cover it on the channel for sure. Could you just make a modern Python tutorial, AI/ML? You are exactly in the final leg. My tutorials are not modern. I thought they're modern. I'm not sure. So what do you mean, like the advanced models that are now like out? We will cover Llama on the channel. Llama 2, sorry, on the channel very, very soon. Yeah. I think they're pretty modern, but let me know what you mean. Badger, she says she'll do decorators for a while now. So I think the first time I told Badger I'll do it, that was actually Badger's request a while ago. It was 2 years ago. but just so you're not worried, 2.5 years ago, I promised a Docker tutorial, and hooray! Not only do we have a tutorial, but we also have a giveaway, right? So usually in 2 years, I cover things. But yeah, decorators are very, very nice in Python. By the way, Badger's GitHub has a bunch of decorators in there. Yeah, Badger, what's your GitHub? I should have it here too, actually. Yeah, check out his stuff because he has nice examples with it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so for me, it's very easy to find Badger's account because I'm only following 8 people. And one of them is Badger. So let's see. I'm going to share a link to his GitHub here. There you go. It does not mean the decorators are next, unfortunately. Unfortunately, maybe in 2.5 years. No, I will think about it. I will for sure. I will cover it. But yeah, that's Badger's GitHub. He has a whole bunch of very nice projects here, lots of repositories. So check out his code. He's way faster than me in fulfilling his promises. So cool. So we have one more comment. Faisal reminds me that it's time to turn off, but one more comment. Let's cover it and then I'll go. And then there's 95 people here suddenly. I don't know. It's so hard to go when there's so many of you here. Would it be hard to use machine learning for an AI voice that sings? Yes. I don't even need to read the rest of the question. When you are singing, okay, how do you determine the length of note, your pronunciations, right? How do you do all these things, right? So for us people, it's very, very intuitive. If we want to sing, we just sing. For AI, you know you need to set the tone. You need to set the number of seconds that a tone takes. And when you are synthesizing sound, there is a lot of complexity when it comes to making the sound human. Lots of complexity. With generative AI, we will get there, eventually, but it takes a lot of time. And, processing sound input, it's something that not a lot of us are doing. There's people who are engaged in it a lot, musicians, I would assume, because you need to know a lot about theory and you need to know a lot about intelligent signal processing. I mean, how sound looks like. What exactly is sound? It has frequencies, it has wavelengths. There's so many parameters that sound has that text doesn't, for example, or actually scratch that. Yeah, there's a lot of complexities in there, but singing is something that humans find very, very intuitive. But unfortunately, anything that's intuitive to us humans is unintuitive to machines. Okay, so yeah. Nikita is saying that Python 3.1 is more like C++. Yikes. Yikes. I love C++, but I would not want my Python to be anything like it. I can tell you for sure. Can I get the t-shirt you are wearing? Well, the giveaway is over. 15 lucky viewers. These lovely viewers just won this t-shirt, maybe others. There's all kinds of t-shirts. Okay, that was in the beginning of the stream. When is the next live stream? So I haven't decided yet. I'm trying to stream once a week. This week I streamed twice. We had Kevin on. Darcy, who was here in the comments, she will also come. I don't know when. I need to set it up with her. And yeah, so basically I'll have a nice announcement in the members only stream in just a little bit. And there's some interesting things going on in my life. So I don't want to make any promises in terms of the next live stream, but I'm trying to make it once a week. Yeah. Oh, what's up? Josh is here. Bing bong. What does it mean? Bing bong. Bim bam, bim bam, bim. I wonder if you guys can recognize the reference. It's Cookie Buchek. Cookie Buchek. Cookie Buchek. I can't remember. Bim bam, bim bam, bim. Let me know. Let me know who can guess it. I love your videos. Your explanation is straightforward and your examples are very easy to follow. Thank you so much, Jess. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Half hour more. Oh my God. Yes, we're here for a while. Okay. It's just when I see the numbers grow, there's more people live. I feel so bad saying that, oh, too bad. I gotta go now that everyone joined. Yeah, I know. I know. We're in the middle of a Midwestern goodbye. We've been doing this for an hour. Now there's 100 and something people. See, there's more and more people. Yikes! What am I doing? What am I doing? Привет, Сергей. Здрасте. Cool. That's cool. um, which database you recommend for Python? So Python comes with a built-in database type of a management system. Is it a management system? I would say a framework. It's called SQLite 3. I covered it on the channel. I have a few tutorials about it. This is really, really nice for Python. The only thing is, if you're making like a very fancy site when there's a lot of interactions between people, probably don't use SQLite. Okay, so SQLite is really good if you have like static websites. Sorry, static. If you have non-interactive websites, but for example, if you're making like a chat application where two users are, messaging one another, and two users will insert a new message into your database at the same time, only one of their messages will be inserted. Okay, so it cannot do a few things at once. It can only do one thing at a time. And yeah, that's the only caveat, how do you call this word, that I have about SQLite. But generally, I really like it. It's a really nice data set. SQLite 3. Yeah, so Badger is saying databases depends on what you need. Can use any database. So, the general databases that many of us use is MySQL. That would be the most, I would say, popular one. There's a Postgres SQL. It's also very, very similar. Badger. What? You're writing everything I'm saying. It's not fair. There you go. There you go. So if you have, for example, an non-table related type of database, then use MongoDB because it doesn't need to be in a table. So there's all kinds of stuff. And database design is like a field of its own. It's something that people usually do. Backend people, are doing with a lot of skill and a lot of pre-planning. So yeah, we will make a video on that. Vinit, I was just saying that we're going to have a video on how to fine-tune Llama 2. Okay? Caveat. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm glad that you guys understood what I said. OMG, I never noticed it's not SQLite. I will still call it SQLite. Yeah. That's how I am with like Twitter. They changed the name to X, but I will never I'll never remember it. Ever try Django? Absolutely. I'm teaching it on the channel. I have a tutorial on it. Hello from Oregon, USA. Hello from France. Hello. Bonjour. Bonjour. Let's see. Hello from Greece. Yes, so hello. I don't know a lot of things in Greek. I don't know a lot of words in Greek. Let's see. What do I know? Well, I know food. Actually, I know food in many languages. I like food. Spanakopita. Let's see. Do you... Oh, holy smokes. How did you learn that? Did you study computer science? So I was a self-taught developer for many, many years. I was doing it as a hobby. But I ended up doing a degree, which I feel a bit silly about, but I'm almost done with this degree. But yeah, I didn't know I'm going to have like a big channel and people will actually watch it when I sign up to this degree. But generally speaking, I learn a bit more from the channel than I am from school. Unfortunately, I wish I did. Certain courses, yeah, it's not a rule in general, but it usually depends on the lecturer. Cool. Let's see. Do you have any plans to create a video on the usage of SQL? Yeah, so right now there's only a few SQLite tutorials. I'm going to pull them out. So if you look for SQLite, okay, I have this tutorial where I'm using GTA as an example. Okay, if you guys like GTA, Grand Theft Auto, not Greater Toronto area. And the only problem with this one is that I forgot to add a command at the very end. So there is a connection.commit that is missing from this tutorial. And in the next tutorial, this web scraping databases with mechanical soup, we're basically web scraping. and then we are storing it in an SQLite database where I am covering the connection.commit command, which is very important. If you don't do it, your data will not be actually inserted. Okay, you will think it was inserted, but it would not be. But yeah, these two is simply SQLite. And then I have a Flask application with SQLite, and I also have a Tkinter application with SQLite. So in all those tutorials, SQLite is there, and we are learning some SQL in the process. Now, we will do a proper MySQL tutorial for sure. I'm just kind of navigating what I'm going to teach first, right? Because as long as I'm still with school, I film 3 videos at a time, and then I have exams. So 3 videos, exams, 3 videos, exams. That's usually my schedule. But yeah, holy smokes. Cool. So folks, I'm very, very happy to talk to you today, but I gotta go. I don't feel very well. My stomach is really killing me. Yesterday I took too many painkillers because my those of you who are not familiar with the whole story, my wisdom tooth came out. It's halfway out, and before it pops back in again, it's really painful, very, very painful. So it's something that's in the back of my mind. Yesterday I was on painkillers the entire day, and today I don't feel good because of it. Okay. And thank you guys for distracting me from it. I didn't even notice it's been like an hour and a half. I promised, we're going to be here for half an hour, right? But yeah, cool. Thank you so much, you guys. It was awesome. Super, super happy to talk to you today. And we're going to have a members only stream, which I will. Actually, thanks. Great. I thought of it. I need to set it up right now. Please bear with me. I'm going to send a link to all the members in just a second. First, I need to, okay, so if I do it members only, let's see, all channel members publish, and then I'm going to copy the link that I have here, and I'm going to paste it inside the comments. Okay, so if you are members of the channel, you'll be able to come to this stream, and I'm going to try to figure out if I can add members artificially. I don't know how this thing works yet. I want to see if I can grant membership to the lovely moderators in the comment. Josh Badger, I want to see how it works. I don't know if I can do it. If I can, that will be awesome. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna Squirrel. What's up, man? I have a lot of them outside the window. So anyhow, if you are members of the channel, please navigate to the stream. I'm gonna announce something very, very quickly. And yeah, we will move on. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye. But that's it. This time it's really bye bye. I'm not gonna stay here for another hour. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. I'm gonna tune into the stream right away to the member stream. So give me a bit of time, okay? Bye-bye. Bye.